Hola, este Mateo Sherwood. Okay, so I wanted to share with you just a little bit of a funny story about one of my Airbnbs. I've stayed at a couple different places here so far. The first was in Chico Norte. It's a very safe neighborhood. It's a pretty high-end apartment, actually a hotel. I think it was a 4-star hotel for about $50 a night. It was a really nice area. But then I wanted to go up to the mountains, and I went up to this gorgeous estate up in the mountains, and I stayed there for 2 days, and that was fantastic. But then I kind of want to get back to the city, and there's an area called La Candalaria, and that is sort of their old town, and it reminds me a lot of Cusco, Peru. Actually, it's kind of hilly, and a lot of the streets are narrow, and it's really pretty. It's where a lot of the foreigners stay, so it's very touristy, and there's a bunch of city buildings and stuff, and then on every corner there are guys with machine guns, and that's something that you just never really get used to. And I will admit, I get a bit of a rush out of it. Like, I kind of like seeing the guys with machine guns. Every time I turn the corner and I see them, my heart just like skips a beat a little bit, and it's exciting. And I never, obviously don't think they're gonna shoot me down or anything, but I don't think you ever get used to seeing guys with machine guns. I don't know, it's weird, and like camouflage. Anyway, but my apartment, so my Airbnb in La Candelaria, it was very cheap. It was, I think, maybe like $30 a night. And you're in South America, so you can't expect everything to be perfect. So I get there, and the people were so nice. It's a very simple apartment, very, one bedroom. Very, very nice apartment. But the couple of things. One, el llave. On Espanol, el llave means the key. Getting the key to work in this lock to open up the door to this apartment was like a puzzle. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but sometimes there's a key that you try to put into a lock, and it just doesn't go in, and you have to find like the exact right angle to figure out how to get it into the key, into the lock, and open it. There were times where I would spend 2 to 3 minutes just trying to jostle it and get it right into the right spot, and there were times it was just so frustrating. But it was funny. Right next to my apartment, they were redoing one of the apartments, and so one time I came outside and I saw there was a painter, and he was painting the walls in this new apartment. And so we got to talking, because my dad is a house painter and I used to paint, and we got to talking, and he was super nice guy. And one I left to go get something, and then I came back, and I'm trying to get my key in, and he was leaving, and so he opens up the door for me, and he's like, "Hi, Mateo," and I said, "Oh, hello," and he says, "Oh, el llave es muy complicado." So complicado, I think, means complicated, I guess, loosely translated. But I find that the Colombians use it quite a bit here. Es complicado. Muchas gracias, amigo. I'm at a coffee shop, and mi café llegué. Anyway, but I just thought it was so funny. Es complicado. Like, yeah, it is complicated. It's just, and you couldn't figure it out. It's like, okay, do I jostle it like a little bit to the left, or is it, the angle just a little bit down to get it right? You could never figure it out. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. But I mean, that's just one of the funny little things about traveling that happens, that you just realize, like, you can't do anything about it. Es complicado. But yeah, another thing about this apartment was the microwave. So I got this. They have a couple of traditional Colombian dishes. One is called ajiaco, and that is chicken soup, essentially. It's like chicken soup with, they put like a little half of an ear of corn in there, and there's chicken, and they put fresh avocado in there, and a little bit of rice, and a couple other things. But anyway, it's delicious. It's a great soup when you're a little bit sick, and I was kind of sick this week. So I had this ajiaco, and then there's another traditional dish called frijolero. Frijolero is like almost like a chili, and it has beans, and it has minced meat, and like little hot dogs, and also avocado, and I think maybe pineapple or some. Anyway, but it's delicious, and I had some for lunch with a big salad. So I had some takeaway, para llevar. I had some to go frijolero, and I went to microwave it, and I couldn't figure out, like, I don't know if the microwave didn't work, but I must have put it in there. I kept putting it in there for a minute, and I would taste it, and it's not warm. I just, okay, it's a little bit warmer. I must have put it in there for probably 12 minutes, and it never got hot. So that was another thing where I'm just like, okay, am I not doing this right? But again, these are the things that happen while you're traveling. But the thing that was a little bit frustrating about this apartment, and the people were so nice. They really were so nice. But the first night I got there, the Wi-Fi was just up and down, but mostly down. And so I let them know the next day, and I said, look, like, I really like this place, but the Wi-Fi is just really frustrating, and I need it for my work, and if we can figure this out, then I'd love to stay. And the guy was super nice, and he said, okay, let me have someone come out and look at it. In the meantime, you can access this other Wi-Fi network. And so I got on that, and that was just same thing, up and down. And he said, okay, well, here's one thing you can try. You can try restarting the router that's above your door, or if that one's not working, there's a router on the second floor. And so then I'm like, okay, now I've got to like troubleshoot your Wi-Fi. Anyway, he says, okay, I'll bring someone out to fix it. And he says, comes to my door the next day, and he says, okay, I've got some good news and bad news. The bad news is that it's broken. Yeah, it is broken, okay. And then he said, the good news is tomorrow someone's gonna come and fix it. So I said, okay, no problem. He was very nice, and I said, okay, if we can fix it by tomorrow, I'd love to stay through the weekend. And the next day comes, and now at this point, like, I'm just terribly sick, and I'm lying in bed, and I'm trying to work, and it's up and down, and so now I'm sick, and now I've got to go to Starbucks to go finish up my work because the Wi-Fi was just so poor. Pobrecito. By the way, my Spanglish is super bad. I'm trying to learn. But he says it'll be fixed the next day. So the whole day I was waiting to hear from him. I never heard from him. So I'm lying in bed, horribly sick. And I'm just getting frustrated because my thing is, with customer service, if you can't fix it, just let me know. Just communicate with me. Say, hey Matt, we brought a technician out today. We couldn't fix it. That's fine. If he had come to me and said that, or just emailed me, that would have been fine. So I'm frustrated. So today I wake up and I see one of the women who works in the office, and she said, oh, how's it going? And I told her, I said, look, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. I need it for work. I'm sick, and nobody communicated with me yesterday. They told me it was going to be fixed, and I didn't hear. And she says, oh, I'm so sorry. So I kind of got frustrated, and I said, you know what, I'm out of here. I got to go someplace else. And I get a message from the owner, the person who had come to me and said, good news and bad news, we're going to fix it. And he says, oh, I'm so sorry. I had a problem with my knee yesterday, and so I couldn't make it into the office. A problem with my knee. And I wrote him back, and I said, I didn't need to see you in person to find out that the Wi-Fi wasn't fixed. All you need to do is just send me a quick message and let me know, hey Matt, we couldn't get it fixed. I didn't see you in person, but just the fact that you didn't message me at all made me feel like you didn't care. And when you're traveling, you oftentimes feel like you're kind of getting taken advantage of, and I think it's natural. You have your guard up, but there are some people that are probably trying to take advantage of you. Now, this was a cheap Airbnb, and so I didn't expect it to be perfect, but communication is just so important. Just let me know. It takes 30 seconds to send me an email and just say, hey Matt, sorry, we're still having problems. We can refund you if you want. Anyway, in the end, the people were very nice and restored my faith in humanity, and they completely agreed to refund me with the final night. So now I'm waiting to meet a potential coaching client, and I'm hopefully gonna find a new Airbnb in a little bit. But yeah, that was the story of me staying in La Candalaria. Actually, there's quite a few more stories about that area, but I'll save those for a different video. Okay, if you like what you see, are you a traveler? Let me know, comments, please subscribe, but leave some comments. Have you ever been to Colombia, Bogota? Have you stayed in La Candalaria? It's beautiful. Please let me know what you think of these videos, and I will certainly keep them coming.